What's up, everybody? Gunk Boy here. Today we're going to be going over some things in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. Now, I know this has been out for a while. I'm a little late to the party, but I just recently started playing this and it is phenomenal. So we're going to be going over some methods to quickly gain XP and money. So if you're new to the game like I am, or you're coming back to it after a while, or if you're even just looking for new tips and tricks, this one's for you. Now, when you're just starting the game, you're going to want to fill up the skill tree as quickly as possible. It's got things like faster unscrewing, quicker movement, and even like discounts on parts and all that. All these things are going to make everything that you do a lot easier and a lot quicker. All the orders that you finish will be finished like 2 times faster and all that. Rebuilding cars is so much easier. You're going to need skill points to unlock these. So if you're just starting out, you're going to naturally get skill points just through doing orders and all that. But the story orders are going to be like what you're going to want to focus on. Those give the most skill points from what I'm aware of, and they give a lot of XP too. So if you're just starting out, if you're just doing orders, stick with the story orders. They're going to be bigger. They're going to have a lot more stuff to do. You're going to have to tear apart the whole engine sometimes, but it'll be worth it if you're trying to get the XP and the skill points. Another way to get XP is through the crates that you open. So you can find these in barns. You can find them in the piles of junk at the salvage yard sometimes. And then I think you can get them just through orders too. They'll give you one every once in a while just for doing a good job. So that's good. One of the 2 cars that you pull has a chance of being XP, and that's usually like a couple hundred XP. So that's a pretty good bonus. Now, if you're a lower level and you're focused on XP, you're going to want to get into the habit of doing examinations on each car that you find. Each car that you buy, you can bring it back to the shop, and then you pull up the examination through the menu, and you just examine all the sections of the car. So you can do the engine. The engine is usually going to have, they'll have like 15 to 30 parts depending on how built the engine already is, and then all the suspension parts. Sometimes you can do the radiator if it's got a radiator fan housing and a fan on it. So just get in the habit of doing that, and you'll get 1 XP for each part that you scan. Now, going along with that, we've got a bunch of tools that we can buy and use to do a little checkup on each car that we bring in. So things like the OBD scanner, the multi-electronic tool, and a bunch of other stuff that'll help you pretty much find problems in the car before you have to tear things apart. And each tool will scan things, and for each thing that it scans, you'll get 1 XP, just kind of like the examination. But you're going to need to pay cash for each one of these tools. So let's get into the ways that you can make some good money on here. Now again, just diving into this game and starting to play, you're going to just naturally gain money through orders and just crates that you get. Those bonus crates are really nice. But that's never really a lot of money. If you're doing an order, you make maybe a couple thousand in profit. Nothing too crazy. So the best way to make money in this game, from what I found, is flipping cars. That's goes without saying. Find a car pretty beat down and you fully restore it, it's going to be worth a lot more than what you put into it. So we're going to be going over some of the best things that you can do when you're fully restoring these cars. Now, when you're looking for cars to flip, you're going to go to one of 3 places: the salvage yard, barns, or the car auctions. I would not buy barn finds. The cars in the barns are way overpriced for what they are, in my opinion. They'll be like $30,000-$40,000, and they're still beat up. They're in good condition, but they're still beat up. So that's something that I would wait to do when I have a bunch of money, a bunch of XP, and I'm just, really having fun with it. But I would stick to the salvage yard and car auctions. I usually get mine from the salvage yards. Those are the cheapest cars. Those are usually $5,000 to $10,000 range. They're obviously a lot more beat up. They have a lot more parts missing. But I found that those have the most value in each flip. The car auction is another good place to go. They have 2. They have auction for like really nice newer cars, and they have an auction for the beat up cars, the ones that you would find in the salvage yard. So I usually go to the salvage auction and find cars. Those are going to be higher price than the salvage yard because, you know, it's an auction. So the price that you pay will a lot of times go over the estimated value of the car, but it's still a really good option. Still a lot of profit to be made there. Now, when you find your car that you want to flip, you're going to want to, you know, take it to the car wash, wash it up. If you have the battery charger and there's a battery in the car, take out the battery, recharge it, throw it back in there. Those little things alone should make you some profit most of the time. If you just want to sell the car right after doing that, just clean it up a little bit, charge the battery, maybe replace some really bad parts, and then you can sell that for a little bit of a profit, a couple $1,000s. When you're restoring your car, obviously the higher quality the parts, the better the car looks, the higher the value is going to be when you go and sell it. So, you know, you can really just choose how much you want to do. Just watch your profits and, you know, check and decide, you know, how much you want to make for each car. And also adding performance parts, replacing a lot of the parts with, you know, higher quality stuff that'll add horsepower and torque to the car. That's going to bring the value up a lot too, and it'll always be worth it. Even though it seems like you're spending a lot when you're buying those types of parts, those higher end parts, when you go and sell the car, you'll see that it's worth it. I found that a lot of the DLC cars are worth a lot more than the standard cars, you know, when you fully restore them. So if you do end up buying the DLCs, which if you love the game, you definitely will end up buying them. They're just really fun to work on. Just look for those in the salvage yard auctions and all that. That's what I do. It's a lot more fun working on real cars, honestly, and it'll make you a lot more money too. Now, if you are going to get a non-DLC base car, I would look for the cars that are not the standard version of that car, but something, you know, like obviously the GT would be a real world version of that, but they got like TG, SG, you know, just twin turbo, all that, like different versions of each car. So I would look for those. Those are also going to be worth more than the standard base cars. So that's all for this car mechanic video. If you guys liked the video, drop a like. And if you want to see anything more specific in any region of this game, just drop a comment and we can do that. Keep vibing.